We have Tyrone and Freddie, who we haven't heard from in a while.
We know.
Good evening, everyone.
We'll let Tyrone go first.
Good evening, good evening. I'm glad to hear the great testimonies of health and wellness that's still coming forth. Just excited to be able to join you all this evening. So keep me on your prayers.
Amen. How can we help you out?
Tyrone.
Say it one more time.
How can we help you out?
I don't know at this point. My mind is like all over the place. So just your prayers at this point would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. Okay. We'll pray for peace and rest and strengthen him. Amen. So, Freddie, that leaves you.
Forgive the background noise. I'm still at work. I'm at the medical plaza that I come to every Friday. Just checking, making sure everything's still in one piece. Picking up trash, looking for water leaks. Fun stuff. But, hello, everybody. I've been missing in action. I've been traveling a lot. I was over
Anywhere
by
exciting?
Joby.
Well, that's exciting. Chicago is exciting.
It is, especially with our little crime rate up there. Keeps you on your toes. And it's like the 80s all over again.
Now remember, we're recording.
Yeah. and I'm the type of guy that doesn't care if they record me. They probably got files on me. But yeah, I went to Denver and stuff. So I think the last time we talked, I was about 217 pounds. But right now I'm about 201 pounds.
Good for you.
And
Congratulations.
even though I ate tacos all last weekend and stuff, because my cousin came over and he wanted tacos, and I had just had tacos. So then I had tacos again. I still woke up and was 201.
Good for you. You missed the call when we were talking about keto tacos.
Oh yeah.
Well, these probably weren't keto, but they were good. A lot of green tea these days.
Okay.
A lot of green tea.
Okay.
And no more kidney issues, at least not yet. Had a little foam in the pee for a little while there.
Okay.
Don't feel anything though. But
and it's still relatively clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Good. Good. So you're getting enough fluid. That's good.
Yeah, so I'm hydrating properly. It is hot. I mean, it's 100 and something every day. So sometimes I'll run out of water.
Okay.
Or it just becomes too hot to drink inside the car because I get out or leave it. But typically I'm drinking about 3 liters a day.
Good for you. Good for you.
For the most part. And just flushing it out. And if I do eat something or drink something I'm not supposed to drink or a little too much sugar, then I'll do a water chaser behind it. Just to kind of mitigate it a little bit.
Okay.
At least in my mind. I don't know. You can tell me otherwise.
Good deal. No. And I just read an article, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, about, and they did a head-to-head study on caffeine, and caffeine from coffee and tea versus a manufactured or chemical caffeine. And there are more benefits from the quote unquote natural caffeine that you would get from a coffee product or tea product or a product that has natural caffeine, because not only does it give you all the psychological, neurological type things, making you feel a little bit more focused, a little bit more energy, but it also helps out with metabolism, whereas the chemical caffeine doesn't do that. So, long story short, your green tea is good. You accidentally muted yourself.
No, I did. Sorry. Because of the wind. I
Sorry.
couldn't hear you.
It gives me a lot of energy,
Mhm.
and I don't crash so hard like if I was on coffee or something. And I'm not a big coffee guy. I've never really been. I'm not like Joby with a gallon of coffee every day. Sorry, Joby.
It's not a gallon.
Well, it's close. Um, but I like what it does for me.
Mhm.
Just gives me a little bit more oomph. And then I noticed that my pants were falling down, and every week I probably lose about a pound,
Good for you.
give or take. Yeah. Without doing too much more, maybe walking a little bit more. The only thing right now, I don't know if it's weather or what, I still got some neuropathy here and there.
Mhm.
We have a lot of high humidity.
Mhm.
Um, so sometimes I get real stiff. It's hard to move. Then it goes away. Then I feel great, like nothing. So
Mhm.
it's just a little frustrating sometimes.
Are you still playing tennis?
I have not, because I've been out of town and then he was out of town. But
Okay.
when I was playing, I was only sore for a couple of days and then I was good to go.
Okay.
And my mobility, like my hips, were loosening up more because I started getting weak in the hip from not doing anything with it. No lateral movement. So I'm incorporating more lateral movements now
Good.
to strengthen that muscle, because I could see where I was weak
Mhm.
in that kind of stuff. My stability wasn't there. Then I noticed my shoes were not helping either. Shoes that I had, all these running shoes are made to make you go forward,
Sure.
but there's no support this way. So I changed that.
Mhm.
I think that's what made me weak, honestly, because I wear those type of shoes all the time.
Yeah. So did you go to more like a court type shoe?
Yeah, flat,
Okay.
which I used to hate because I don't have a high arch, but I do have a pronounced arch, right?
Okay.
But I got used to it, and it took the pain away from like where my hip is
Hmm.
little stuff like that. I'm trying to just be more aware
Yeah.
of things that I do or that I don't do, right? And make the adjustments. Sorry for the noise.
So what are you doing for lateral exercises?
I do a lot of the sidestepping stuff here and back.
Okay.
And as soon as it gets cooler, because it's so hot, I'm going to start doing hill sprints again, like I used to.
Okay.
Now, my
Okay.
feeble attempts at hill sprints because I'm 52, right? But but that's what I used to do. Instead of running long distance or stuff, I would do hill sprints, and that kept me going. And then I
Okay.
signed back up in the gym, so I'm going to do those isometric machines and inner thigh, outer thigh. I'll
Good
start
deal.
working on those because I can't squat because of my spine.
Mhm.
I don't want to do that. So I will start tomorrow, and then I'll go back to Pilates.
Awesome.
I haven't done any of that. The tennis does help when I'm playing because there's a lot of lateral movement, right?
Yeah,
And then a lot of the sudden stopping. So I just think more of that type of movement is good. We used
exactly.
to do drills. When I would train martial arts, we did a lot of like walking drills and stepping drills, and I just need to do those again.
Okay.
So my goal is to be like 190.
Good deal.
So I'm 6 feet, so that gives you an idea where I'm at.
Okay. Okay.
And, get rid of this belly.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
that's
skinny,
definitely
skinny.
doable.
I'm skinny with a belly, and then see how I skinny and fat at the same time. Then when I start lifting, I'll be buff, skinny, and fat at the same time. But I want to see what 190 does for me.
Sure.
And then if I feel I can go down a little bit more, I'll go down.
Mm-hmm.
I think at 21, when I was 21, and I had like 8% body fat. I was with a little bit of muscle. I was like 175. So I don't think I want to go there. But
No.
it's just I'm not a large frame, but I'm not a small frame.
Yeah.
Kind of in the middle. Lanky. I'm very lanky. My arms are lanky. My legs shorter torso than limbs. I build muscle fast, like really, really fast when I stick to it. But now my spine doesn't allow me to support too much.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your take on like one set to failure? I've been reading on that, like instead of doing, 3 sets of this, 10 reps, all this kind of stuff. I've been looking at like the Mike Metzger, Metzger guy,
Yeah.
and he was talking about one set to failure, right? The key is to get failure, whatever it is that weight is to get you to failure. I was like, I mean, theoretically it sounds good, right? And the less time I'm in there, the better, because I don't want to hang out in there. I just want to do my work and get out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
So the whole idea of resistive exercise is to get the muscle to failure. So whether or not you do that in a pyramid set type of fashion or one set to failure, doesn't really make a difference. The whole idea is just to fatigue the muscle. So
Okay.
yeah. So if you can do it with one set to failure, it's probably just as advantageous or efficacious as doing a pyramid or multiple sets. Obviously, it's going to be more efficient, more time efficient. So yeah.
Okay.
Give it a try. Try it with machines.
Yeah.
This way you don't hurt yourself. And then the other thing I was going to mention is when you were talking about the side stepping type things, there's a real easy exercise that you can do. You get one of those big furniture pad movers, like a slider type thing, and then you put that underneath one foot, and then just slide that foot out to the side as far as you can comfortably go and come back in. And just do that repeatedly. And that'll kind of mimic the side step that you're talking about. But because your foot is in constant contact with the ground, I think it creates a little bit more resistance, even though you're on a slider. It creates a little bit more resistance. So you might get a little bit better effect with that when you're at home. Obviously, when you're at the gym, you just do the machines for adduction, and that'll be the same thing.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. So it'll be a skinnier me soon. I mean, I like this weight. It's good, but I still need, just to chip some more stuff off because
Yeah.
I don't have the muscle that I had before, uh, in my late 20s, 30s, even up to 40. Uh, and I was this weight, right? But it
Yeah.
was muscle and 10% body fat. So I know I got to go under because I'm not gonna build that kind of muscle again. I don't think so. I don't want to. It's just too much maintenance. And
Yeah.
you feel a little. I like to feel a little bit more loose and you know, uh, my hands a little bit more flexible and fast and stuff, and not feel so stiff.
Mhm.
But something in between,
Yeah. So the good thing is that Pilates always gives you that full range of motion. So even as you're adding resistive work, the Pilates should help out with maintaining your range of motion. And that's why a lot of professional athletes use Pilates because it
Okay.
helps them maintain that full range of motion.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm leaning towards more now is just to keep that range of motion because I don't have it in my left arm because of that reattachment for the bicep. So I could see it. It's got a little bend in it as opposed to the other side, and it does hurt sometimes if I pull, I overextend or reach for something real fast and jerk my hand out. But yeah, I definitely need to do more of that.
Mhm.
Open up my shoulders and my hips and stuff because that's where I get tight. And I think part of it is I'm overcompensating from my herniations and degenerative discs here and there, so I'm getting that muscle imbalance because of the same thing.
Sure. Sure. Good deal. Good deal.
Doc, your hair looks green from on this screen.
Yeah, it's my green background.
I
Is
just
it
want to make sure you didn't dye it that way.
Oh, gotcha. No.
And what are we looking at? What background you have today? Is that
That's the Temple Mount in
the
Jerusalem.
Temple Mount? That's right. That's right. Do the Muslims still have that, or?
So it's kind of weird in that the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, they're the ones that are charged to keep the peace and monitor the law on the Temple Mount. But you're right, the Muslims predominantly have control over it, which is kind of weird because I think it was the 6 Day War in 1967 or a 7 Day War, I don't know how many day war it was. Um, uh, Israel captured it and somehow gave control to the Muslims. I don't know why. You would think that it would be dual control, um, although biblically, Israel has more of a right to it. It goes back to when Abraham was told to offer up Isaac as a sacrifice, and that was, I don't know, 2000 BC, long time ago. So, and Abraham is the father of the Jewish nation. So you would think that they would have control, but it's because it's religious, there's always going to be some type of disagreement on who has rights to what and who owns what land and who belongs in what land. So just keep on praying for Israel.
Very good.
Sorry, long story.
No, that's fine.
That was good.
I'm a history guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a history guy.
Oh, very cool. Very
So
cool.
Joby had me doing exercises for people last week.
Cool. What'd you do?
Just some stuff that people could do sitting down,
Perfect.
watching TV. They're actually from Wing Chun, believe it or not. But I've modified them to just be an exercise and not do what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
And just like, and this is all all I could think of, like this kind of hand position, and then rolling this way,
Mhm.
rolling
Good
this
deal.
way, then kind of thrusting a little bit. So for this shoulder,
Sure.
you know, about 100 times. Work up to it, obviously.
Sure.
And this position here, same starting position, and then kind of flicking your hands forward.
Okay.
And for the forearm, that'll tire you out. And they could do like 2-pound weights, do
Mhm.
that. And then turning your hands, which I'll have to put this foam down. Let's see if I can do it. So put it on the truck and see if it doesn't fall down. So this, just turning your hands like that,
Mhm.
which is really punching, but I'm having them like pluck feathers
Mhm.
and just do that while they're watching the commercials, you know, TV,
Sure.
and to control the blood sugar. I learned that from one of my teachers who had diabetes, and he was Bruce Lee's first student.
Mhm.
He's deceased now. He would have been in his 80s had he been around right now.
Mhm.
And that's how he would control it. He would just turn his hands. He would took what he already knew
Mhm.
to do the work, right? And it worked for him. And it works like after you eat. If you eat too much,
Mhm.
it helps with that. Instead of, you know, running or walking or anything. And then the later you can incorporate the feet, maybe just kind of walk in place type of stuff.
Mhm.
That's what we've been doing. I told them to do sets of 100. They can 3 times, but to work up to 1,000
Good
at
deal.
their pace, at their leisure, at their own speed, and then, you know, control the speed and the strength with which they deliver it based on each one's condition. But that's what we've been doing.
Right. Very good.
Right.
Very good.
But who didn't want the exercise?
Martha.
Martha.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
She
I
said no
get them
exercise.
anyway, Fernando.
You do them? You're doing them? Good.
Yes, I am.
Good.
Yeah.
And
Anything to promote full range of motion, hand-eye coordination. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we were doing like, you know, and eventually we'll work up to it where you do one side one way and the other side the other way, and then switch them to get both sides of the brain. So do things on the left hand, do things on the right, which is a very kung fu thing to do. You always start on the left, you finish on the right. We'll get there eventually.
Very cool. Very cool. Good deal.
And that's it. I'll shut up.
Awesome. Well, that's a good note to close on. Let's see. Next week is the 22nd. I think I'm here. I'll have to double check, but I'm almost positive I'm here. Good deal. Any last minute thoughts before we close up? No? Okay.
Unless did you need to speak with me with anything?
Oh yeah. You and I can talk offline. Tyrone, we're praying for you, for peace, for strength, for rest, for guidance, for wisdom. Yeah.
Amen.
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 Okay, another great week, and we'll catch up next Friday.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Thank you,
And a
Doc.
great job like always. You too, Fernando.
Mhm. Okay.
And
Thank
Jim.
you.
Guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Joby.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, Joe.